Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now October 1st of 2020, and ever since the very end of the Skywalker saga, a lot of fans around the world have been very intrigued about the future of the Star Wars franchise by Disney, Lucasfilm, Bob Iger, and Bob Chapek, and exactly what they're all already set to actually reveal in the next couple of years that's really going to define the new Star Wars universe, and more by, of course, themselves. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, one thing about Disney Star Wars is that yes, we do know that as of right now, they are doing everything in their power in order to really get out of the phase of desperation and damage control and to really get more on the route to success. And that's exactly what they are trying to do with everything in their power, with new TV shows, new movies, video games, comics, books, you name it. And so far, it looks like they are doing a pretty damn good job with Mandalorian Season 2's marketing, and let's not forget about the exciting news coming out later this year of 2020 of the roadmap of Star Wars. Now, everything related to the sequel trilogy of movies. We obviously know that the sequel trilogy films were very much a disappointment to a lot of Star Wars fans out there, especially with the rise of Skywalker, given that Kathleen Kennedy is the one responsible for deleting so many scenes and really taking a lot of scenes out and putting new ones in there, and how we could have gotten a far more different version of the film in comparison to what we got on the big screen by, of course, J.J. Abrams. Now, that leads us to writer and director J.J. Abrams, of course. We do know that he actually dealt with a lot of creative differences with Kathleen Kennedy because she was not pleased with one of the cuts, or even the other cut after that, of Episode 9. Now, what's really exciting all has to do with a specific cut of The Rise of Skywalker. Now, of course, with the Skywalker saga over, both Disney and Lucasfilm are focused on the new Star Wars universe, as well as the new Star Wars trilogy of films that are set to debut in the next couple of years. It's explained that both Bob Iger and Bob Chapek are developing multiple plans to reunite the Star Wars fans around the world to create a better future for the Star Wars brand. However, it's explained that currently Bob Chapek is working on the 4-hour cut of The Rise of Skywalker, also known as the Lucas cut, that is said to involve tons of deleted scenes of the film that were cut by Kathleen Kennedy. One of the key scenes that are set to be introduced in the new cut of Episode 9 is a sequence that will involve Rey as a character in a place called the Lost City. You guys may recall that we talked about this over a year ago. It's noted that the scene involves both Rey and Obi-Wan Kenobi within a place called the Lake of Dreams, which is described to be very powerful within the Force. This scene was only partially filmed before Kathleen Kennedy canceled the scene from ever happening on the big screen, and is going to be completed for the 4-hour cut of the film in order to give fans a scene done by Ewan McGregor in Episode 9. Now, the scene is said to be a training session between Kenobi and Rey in the Lake of Dreams, where Rey uses a power called flow walking, which allows her to witness key moments of the past. So in case you guys are out of the loop, flow walking is a power in Star Wars Legends. We do know that Jason Solo used it, and other characters out there in Legends actually used this ability to really go back in time, in a sense, and to really gain knowledge about the past events of the galaxy. Now, everything related to this scene in particular, you guys may very well be confused about what in the world the Lake of Dreams really is. Now, the Lake of Dreams is actually said to be a Force nexus, if you will, very similar to that spot on Dagobah, the cave, the dark side cave that we do see, which is considered a very, dark side oriented, force of energy that allows Yoda to hide himself from Emperor Palpatine. It's why Palpatine can never find Yoda, is because Yoda was able to mask himself through this dark side power on Dagobah. So here we have a similar scenario where the Lake of Dreams is actually a Force nexus that is very powerful, that is actually very powerful with the light side of the Force, and that allows Rey to really pretty much enhance her concentration. This is where Obi-Wan Kenobi actually was supposed to have a major scene done by Ewan McGregor, and by also using some CGI techniques to make him appear as if he is Sir Alec Guinness in a sense. And this really goes on to tell you that J.J., George Lucas, and Chris Terrio We're truly trying to do amazing things with the Star Wars franchise, and of course with the Skywalker saga's end. You know, this would have really given the fans something to really actually be excited about, to actually see Kenobi on the big screen, and it also fits directly in line with what Daisy Ridley said a couple of weeks ago, of how they were initially trying to do something very much specific with Rey's lineage being connected to Kenobi at one point in time, where they weren't quite sure. So, moving on beyond this, alright, this scene was said to expand on the line of dialogue of Kenobi that he had in The Force Awakens, where he says, "Rey, these are your first steps." Kenobi's scene was said to be very significant, where he would be a mixture of Sir Alec Guinness and Ewan McGregor's version of Obi-Wan Kenobi, and that originally this was an attempt done by J.J. Abrams to make Rey a Kenobi in Episode 9. However, now that Rey's heritage is public as Rey Palpatine in a sense, they are changing the meaning of the scene to be a normal scene between herself and Kenobi. Now, the scene would also progress to a moment in which Kenobi is able to tap into Rey's mind to allow her to unlock suppressed memories of her past that will be explored in the 4-hour cut of The Rise of Skywalker that is set for a release sometime in 2023 on Disney+. Once again, guys, like I've said, I think that this is a great way for Disney to experiment with, a lot of scenes that could have been in Episode 9, showing the fans exactly, what they could have done if Kathleen Kennedy did not intervene. I mean, at the end of the day, she did, right? She interrupted, she took out a lot of scenes that JJ, George, and Chris were working on and just threw them in the trash. And we all know that Bob Chapek is very inspired by the Snyder Cut of Justice League that is all set and ready to debut on HBO Max next year. I myself am as much as excited as you guys out there. So, moving beyond all of this, the sequence, of course, within the Lake of Dreams between Rey and Kenobi also would progress to a moment in which other Force ghosts would appear before Rey, including Anakin, Luke, and Yoda, to reveal some revelations about the origin of the Force and even the Sith/Jedi in the Star Wars universe. This version of the scene was going to tap into Anakin, Luke, Kenobi, and Yoda to circle around Rey, telling her to close her eyes and perfect the flow walking technique to actually witness the true origin of the Force and the entire galaxy as well. The scene also would loosely involve the Wills, who are godlike beings in the franchise created by George Lucas. Once again, guys, the Wills were going to have a heavy significance in the original cuts of Episode 9, something that a lot of fans never really got to see in great detail, mind you. The Wills are going to be expanded in the new universe, alright? That's what Dave, John, and George are currently working on to really make them all the more significant. So, with that being said, Luke Skywalker, of all characters in this sequence, would eventually give Rey the ability and the final push to witnessing the events of the past that would actually give her exclusive knowledge about the dark side and the light in order to confront Kylo Ren properly in the third act of the film that would expand on the Force as well as the secrets of the galaxy that Rey would obtain and reveal to Kylo Ren in an attempt to turn him, essentially. Very interesting, I must add, of how they really tried to incorporate the Force in several different ways that would actually involve the Force ghosts, especially Obi-Wan Kenobi being the main one in the scene. That was originally going to be connected to a possible Rey Kenobi lineage. I think that this would have been amazing to see. I don't know why Kathleen Kennedy believed that this wouldn't have worked or this wouldn't have been a favorite scene among the Skywalker saga. I think that she was way over her head. She doesn't understand Star Wars for what it is. And it just goes to show you that she was never really meant for Star Wars right from the get-go. So, like I've said, I think that the Lake of Dreams / the Lost City sequences, I think, are more in line with Star Wars Legends content. We do get to experience a hidden city that once belonged to the Jedi and how it was going to be incorporated into the sequel trilogy of movies. So with that being said, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
We hear them once again.